Welcome back into the grow space, and today is the day that everything is gonna change. Not really, but a lot of things are gonna change. But first, let's do a little catch up on what you've missed. Well, this is my grow space. Ooh, it's hard to navigate around all the lights because we're in the basement and we got ductwork and stuff above us. So like it's the ceiling is low, and I'm gonna get a little bit of a leg workout doing some squats in here. But this is my growing space, and we have I've got a fan right here on the wall that's turned off because it's hard enough to hear me in this room as it is. It's loud for filming, but at least it's bright and it's beautiful, and I love to hang out in here. But this is I've got four deep water culture buckets on this side, four deep water culture buckets on this side. We've got a hydroponic tower that I built myself, and I'm still really happy with it because it's still working super well. And back here I've got shelves and lights and like heating mats and all that stuff for seed starting, which I would love it if I had two separate rooms for this, but I don't, so it is what it is. But if you can see all my zinnias right here and my tomatoes. Ooh, here. I'll pick it off. See a little baby flower. Whenever I come down here and I see that the zinnias are trying to flower, I pick them off because I planted them too soon. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've got a tomato that's trying to flower. Got a tomato that's trying to flower right here, so I'll leave the flower on now because I didn't get any footage of it yet. You want to see how pretty it is. Ooh, now my hand smells like tomatoes. But we've got tomatoes starting to flower. Things are desperate for more space. We're hitting the top of this, so that means that it's that time of year where all of my really tall stuff moves to the floor. So that means that today I've got to make sure that this, can you see my chair stuff? This chair. I have made part of my ideal daily self-care routine. I've allotted time each day for sunbeaming, which, apologies if that means something else. To me, it only means one thing, and now I'm worried that I'm not online enough. But what I mean by sunbeaming is just sometimes I'll come down and bring a crochet project or a book or something and sit in this space and read and soak in all the plants and the fake sunlight. But it's that time of year where I can sunbeam outside in the sun. So the chair is getting kicked out today. Oh God, I'm so old. We're gonna kick out the chair and make space for the tall plants to live on the ground. And the other thing that I did in preparation for having plants on the floor of my basement is, I should have shown you this when we were down here, but this is new. I put a new floor down. We just have some little click in place tiles from IKEA, so they're not secured down or anything. If we need to take them up, we can take them up. If water falls, hopefully it'll be able to make its way to the big floor drain that's over there. But I wanted it to do two things. I wanted it to look pretty, and mostly I wanted it to make it so that when I have to kick plants to the floor, that they're not directly on the cold cement. So hopefully they'll be warm, because I don't have a floor heating mat. Kind of messed up. None of these are plugged in right now, but because this is broccoli and cauliflower and something. Well, none of these are plugged in. Cabbage? Did I plant cabbage? So none of these are plugged in right now because these are brassicas. Brassicas don't like it warm. We're just getting them some sun. I've got 4 heat mats right here. We got one big heating mat here. All of my heating mats are sort of semi-permanently here. I've got the cords nicely managed, and I've got everything labeled. So all of my heating mats are A, B, C, D, E, and then my lights are 1, 2, etc. So that way when it's time, don't judge. It is what it is. But when it's time to unplug a light, like I'm gonna kick these brassicas outside so I can just turned off this light. It's time to kick the brassicas outside and get them hardening off so they can get planted next week. The other thing we need to do today is I've got sad tomatoes in tiny pots, and the straw flowers looks pretty sad too. So I'm going to pot up the tomatoes and we'll see about anything else. They also look sad because I haven't watered them in a couple of days, I think. So I'm going to get them more water. Now I have these little cubes, these little buckets. If you saw my video about the spicy mouse, which you should because it's funny, even though it's frustrating, it's funny. I had little baby broccolis in here that a little mouse came along and ate them. So I replaced them with some of the stuff that I was just growing. So these are not even in like the proper hydroponic. Yeah, these are kind of just in potting soil. And I'm hoping that the roots were developed enough that it's fine. Got some little cauliflower in here. So I've got these 3D printed little mesh cube things. The light shines through it a little bit, and we've got lots of holes, so that should get airflow. Now, what are we protecting them from? We're gonna go up. Ready? Now, this used to go all the way to the ceiling. I cut off the top of this, partly because it ran out of space, but mostly because all of the leaves look like this. Now, most of them, like healthy leaves, lower, they look like this. But we had a whole bunch of leaves that looked like this. So, I have not seen any butterflies down here. I don't think it's a caterpillar. But I do think that we've got a mouse that likes to run across this bunting and just have a little snack. So this purple sprouting broccoli, which has never given me anything but leaves, is giving little snacks to my stupid little spicy mouse. It's eating my broccoli leaf. So now, like, well, do I rip this whole thing out, or do I leave it here so that, like, at least until we catch more? I don't know. We're trying. We're trying on the mouse front. We have so many traps, and we give them many different kinds of traps. They can choose a live trap if they want to, but they don't ever want to. We've given them birth control, and they refuse to take it. Like, we're trying on the mouse front. But it's a problem. It's a real problem. And they're city mice, so they're smart. We've got this problem. And so the cages are to prevent this happening to anything small and tender. And I'm leaving this here for now because, number one, we want to make sure that Spicy Mouse comes in here and they find this. Because, you know, this is fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. It's better than one of my little plants where if they take a leaf, the whole plant's gone. The other reason why I'm keeping this plant is it is starting to do something. Like, we're getting offshoots. And is that... Can we focus on that? Is that a little baby leaf? Or are we actually going to get some little purple sprouting broccoli? This plant has been here. It's been here for so long. I don't remember how long, but it's been here forever, and it is doing a thing that it hasn't done before. It hasn't set off these little side shoots before. If by the time all of the seedlings that are going to go out into the garden and this guy still hasn't done anything that I can eat, not just the mice, then we're going to replace it with something that's going to actually feed me. But you can see my culantro, that it's been here for years, and right now it's not looking great. All of like the flowery flush is starting to die back, but it's done this before. It's looked this dead and more several times, and it always comes back just before I give up on it. So we're starting to get more new life growing out of here. So, you know, hopefully we will continue to have culantro. I don't know if this thing ever plans on dying because it has been here for years. but I'll let it live as long as it wants to live because cilantro is delicious and it tastes like cilantro. and I have a hard time getting cilantro to grow because we go straight from winter to summer some years. Let's look at our jalapenos. We've got, look at these little jalapenos. We've got some jalapenos growing. So I've got a brush up here that I use. When we find a flower, we get it up in that, and then we just brush the pollen down to the stamen. And if you're growing peppers inside where you don't have access to bees and other pollinators, you might still get fruit. I saw that the peppers were still putting on fruit even without me pollinating them, so I stopped checking and I stopped pollinating them, and it put on a bunch of fruit that looked like this. So if you don't pollinate them, you get these itty bitty guys, which are pretty cute. But, you know, if you do pollinate them, then you get the bigger ones. Now, what I noticed with these yummy sweet peppers, the Fresh Bite sweet peppers, I noticed that if I don't pollinate them, oh, these leaves don't look good. We'll look into that some other time. I've noticed that if I don't pollinate these guys by hand, we might still get peppers, but they don't have any seeds inside. So they're just like infertile, but they're still fine and yummy. First things first, I'm going to kick out this chair to make some more space. And that means cleaning up after myself because I never put away any of my things after I made my soil blocking video, which also I made a really long version of that. It's all shot vertically because I was thinking about cutting it into a short, and then I did cut it into a short and release it as a short because YouTube just doesn't put eyes on things that aren't shorts unless you're a bigger YouTuber. So, which I'm not, especially since we're starting over with this new channel. Yeah, so I made it into a short, but I had to cut out a lot of things. So if you think I should release this soil blocking video, specifically why it doesn't work for me personally, as a longer video, let me know. Just keep in mind that it's all going to be shot vertically. So it'll be a long video, but vertical, which I don't know how you feel about it. I made the covers to fit this cube, but I haven't actually tested it yet. Okay. Some miscalculations happened. Perfect size for covering the plant, though. Where did I put all of these? Get out of here. Chair. Now that we've made some space, I need to do a few things in here. I need to kick out the brassicas. Now, hardening off. Plants, they're little delicate babies. Because they've grown up in the basement, they're very, literally very sheltered. They don't know the true warmth of the sun. And if you put them straight from your indoor growing space outside into the garden, they will get sunburnt and die. So you have to, ease them into it. So what some people do is they're very dedicated and they bring them out for an hour and they take them in. Then they bring them out for 2 hours and take them in. Gradually increasing it every day and for a week, and then they plant them in. Or what I do, because I am lazy, what I do is I put them in my backyard where, it's a little bit shady, and I start them in a spot that's pretty shady, mostly shady, and then maybe over a few days to a week, I move them further and further out so that they're getting more sun every day, and then If the stars align perfectly, I put them into the ground on a cloudy slash rainy day. That's what I do. Brassicas. My camera got hot and it turned itself off. So we are back, but I did kick out the brassicas. They are now outside just chilling in the shade, and I have now transformed the growing area into the planting area. This was growing in my straw flowers. I'm not sure which tomato it is. That's not helpful. See, I did not help myself out very well. Oh shoot. Okay, well I guess they are all mystery tomatoes. So, cause here's what I did. I wrote the names on the planter things with this chalk marker, which is a wet erase chalk marker. And the humidity of growing up in a wet environment. Oh no, you're looking real sad. Look how sad. The humidity of growing up in a wet environment just washed away what I wrote. But my guess is that this is the cherry tomato, because we have a BR, so I'm guessing that this is a Brandywine. So I have a Brandywine and I have a Sun Gold that I planted. So my guess is this is Sun Gold, but we'll see. So this is either a Brandywine or a Sun Gold, which from the way the leaves look, it looks like a Brandywine. But planting up tomatoes, I normally plant up into like an old coconut milk container where I cut the bottom and the top off, and then it's just a big thing. But I don't have enough of those yet, so we're gonna try potting up these because this is too little. They're not happy. We're gonna pot up into these guys first, which is what I started my other tomatoes in. So until I have a place to pot them up, I guess they're stuck in there. We want to mix in some eggshells. We got some crushed eggshells. Now my crushed eggshells I bake off in the oven at very low temps, 200 degrees or less, mostly because then I have the option to feed them back to the chickens. I would like to get things as far away from what comes out of them as possible so they don't realize that their eggs are delicious, because I want those eggs. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna put you in my cleavage and see. Oh no! I'm gonna put you here and see how you do. Okay, so I believe we said that you are the Brandywine. So I'm going to use my pencil and put it on masking tape because that works better. It's really hard to read, but it's not as hard to read as something that is washed away. I'm also not sure if this is a Brandywine. I'll have to look at my seeds, but we'll figure that out later. That is a later problem. So, phew. Now I've got a lot of these that, like, oh my goodness, I don't need this many tomatoes. I'll pop it out, and now you can get this nice and deep and remove all these little leaves. So I'm just gonna pop it in here. So there's still a little bit of soil on the bottom there, but I'll just. What, are you a rock? This is the worst potting soil. Anyway, pot you. And tomatoes, you can go deeper. I like planting these into a coconut milk container, and then I could plant them like right to here, but that's not an option today. So these are looking real sad, so we're just doing an emergency plant on them. Okay, you are so small. I don't want you here. Goodbye. Not really mixing in any of these guys. Okay. And I have in the past sprinkled these on top, but when I planted these outside, I think it just attracted birds who were looking for extra calcium because it was nesting season. So now I got to go do this. I like to, when I remember, I like to put out like a little tray with extra shells for the birdies to come help themselves, so they can make more little birdies. Let's separate them. Now don't do that with just any plant, but tomatoes. Tomatoes should be fine. Okay. Now that I have planted all these up, I am going to grab some vermiculite. I'm just going to cover the tops in vermiculite. It does seem to keep down the amount of fungus gnats and stuff that we get down here. I'm not saying I don't get any, because if you look at my yellow traps, you'll see that I do. So we definitely do still get fungus gnats, but it helps keep the population in check a little bit. Okay, I am going to plant the rest of these without you. Let's do some magic and we'll come back when these are planted. Just like that, 2 6-packs became almost, oh, still got this guy here, almost a full tray. And now that's partly because oh, you're so sad. What do you guys think? Place your bets. Is little Floppy gonna make it? Pretty sad. I think if we throw some water on it, they've got a decent chance. Maybe they can hold out until Fertilized Friday, which is tomorrow. So we'll see. Yeah, so I ended up moving the mystery tomato in with the rest of the Brandywine since the leaf pattern was the same. It's just got to be the same. It's got to be the same tomato. Now, I do not have space for all of these, and also this is not the only, these are not the only tomatoes that I have started this year, so I will be giving so many tomato plants away. But hey, that's, part of being a good neighbor. I think we have a little more height to go before we have to kick these to the floor. Oh! Marigolds! The marigolds are trying to put up flowers. It's not time for you. Ah! Oh no! I watered this and it was a mistake. It's not very heavy. I was thinking about my zinnia problem because they are so tall. They've got so long to go, but then I was like, you know what? They are so tall that we could probably just, well, you're already bushing out. We can buy ourselves a little bit of time just by carefully trimming back the ones that are quite big already. So we have 1, 2, 3, oh, it's bushing out here, and then 4. This is going to take all these back to about this height. It won't buy me much time, and they're bushing out there. I must have already clipped off flowers from them. It'll buy me a little more time. Because what I really need to do is I really need to start my melons and cucumbers and stuff. Aww. So many flowers. I'm not here. Don't mind me. Just look at the flower. You will be gorgeous. It's not your time. It's not your time. And also I might take it out a little bit lower because we are trying to get things to fit under the grow lights. That's the main goal. Yeah, I can cut you back a little bit further. Buy us more time. And honestly, if these die, well, then I'll just plant more zinnias. So many little flowers coming in. But yeah, I need to be able to maneuver in here a little bit more. Because I'm going to cut you back down here. I don't want to start filling up the floor until I have most of the seeds started that I need to start. So we're gonna maybe take care of that next. I also really need to start more lettuce for the hydro garden because my hydro lettuce is bolting. It is time. Ooh. Okay. So I'm just cutting like above a set of these true leaves. I'm leaving like we're only going like two or three up. So I think we'll be okay doing this. It's just going to make the plants bushier, which is pretty great, and hopefully help them put more energy into their roots, which we want at this time of year. How about you? Oh, you're bushing out. Oh, you're bushing out, but you're leafing out. You're giving me a flower in that bush. We don't want that yet. Slow your roll. Okay. And then, can you see? See my little... Can you see all... Okay, so we've trimmed... Can I trim you back? Did I trim you back already? Trim you back. Oof. The tomato smell is strong. It's kind of a problem. But we've got... We've got leaves coming on these already. Not leaves. Of course there's leaves. It'd be a problem if it weren't leaves. We've got tomatoes. Flowers. We've got flowers. Now, if this were like, if I were ready for fruit from it, then I'd just give it a little, and that's dropping the pollen. But we're not ready for fruit. So I'm gonna pinch these off. They're stressed, and they're letting me know that they're stressed. I'm like, I hear you. Oh. Why are you here, zinnia? You know what? I have enough zinnias. So I've got a zinnia in here with this Dad Sunset tomato, which, oh, this does not look like a happy tomato. I'm just going to rip this zinnia out because we have enough zinnias. We have enough tomatoes, to be fair, but... Okay, so this, if that is... I'm going to label these while I'm thinking about it, because if that's the Dad Sunset, that means that this is a Berry's Crazy Cherry, and I did not do a good job of labeling these, so we're going to fix my mistake. Not with you. That is repeating the mistake. Okay, so we have Dad Sunset. I'm pretty sure the bigger one that I planted is Dad Sunset. Sunset, I cannot spell today. And then Berry's Crazy Cherry. Now let's, because my goal, the thing is, I'm a little bit allergic to tomatoes, so I really shouldn't be eating that many. Although, like, I feel like a homegrown tomato sandwich, like, it hits different. Maybe it's just that they're sweeter. I'm mostly growing tomatoes to give them away. So hopefully we can help keep the neighborhood fed by growing lots of things. That's why we grow things, to feed the neighborhood. Now I'm gonna take out my poor little peppers because these are just wasting space. We have the peppers that were eaten by the spicy mouse. Spicy mouse. How many of you flowers are hiding here? So many little flowers. Oh, zinnia. I'm gonna love the flowers once it's time. You gotta wait. So now it's time to actually plant things. Okay, so what do I have to plant? I have so many. I have like one of these guys just for flowers, and yet I'm still like spilling out because I need to organize things. Let's see what Past Me bought this year. We've got a hybrid cantaloupe. Magda F1. Okay, that's a hybrid zucchini squash. Okay. So we'll start these guys. Might be a little early for zucchini. We'll see. Corn. I can wait and I can put these straight into the ground. I think I might try, maybe I'll try, how many of these are in here? Minimum 150 seeds. Okay, I don't actually have that much space for corn. So maybe I will do a tray of corn now. We'll see. We'll see. Bush beans. Yeah, I'm going to wait and direct sow these bad boys. Summer crisp lettuce. I did already plant these, but maybe I will put some in my hydro garden. Okay, we already planted you. Ooh, so that's what I've planted for, that's what I have for my broccoli and cauliflower. I have Murasaki Fioretto for the hybrid specialty cauliflower, which looks like it's like a purple sprouting cauliflower. And also Tender Sweet F1 for a hybrid fresh market green cabbage. Oh, okay. That's what that is then. That's Tender Sweet. With my, where's my broccoli? The broccoli is another like, why are you open? That's not fun. De Ciccio? C-I-C-C-O? O-G. This is like a broccoli that should sort of do a little sprouting thing. I don't like that that's open. I see a random seed that looks like it belongs in there. I don't dare put it in. No. Okay. Oh yeah, that is, okay, so it is Brandywine tomato. Awesome. I am so smart. SMRT. Ooh. And we have a hybrid acorn winter squash, which I'm not sure where I have space for. We will make space. Then hybrid storage carrots, which these aren't going in. I'm not planting these today, like in here, but I do need to put these outside in the ground where they go. Okay, so that should be all of the seeds that I bought to plant this year. So let's look in some of my old seeds. And mostly I just need cucumbers. I think like melons and winter squash we should do now, and we should wait. We should probably wait on the cucumbers and on the zucchini, and I'm just not gonna do that. What are you? Sticky traps. If I were a young boy, if I were like cucumbers, would I be in the cucumber bin? Let's find out. Okay, we do have a lot of bait alpha cucumbers, but guess what? I don't like those. Munchers. No, where are my Richmond green apples? I only like Richmond green apple cucumbers. Ooh. More lettuce. I could maybe try these Tom Thumb dwarf bib lettuce. Would be good for hydroponics. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. We don't. So many peas. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. These are my favorite. These are my favorite cucumber. They are like round and they never get bitter. Like even when they're so yellow because they're like packed with mature seeds, they are not bitter. They're delicious. Richmond green apple. It's the only cucumber I want to grow. I don't know how they hold up for like pickling, like storage pickling, like pressure cooking or however you do it. They are excellent in fridge pickles. So that's what happens to mine. They're good for fresh eating. They're amazing in fridge pickles. Excuse me. Hiccups. Okay. No! Now I have a stack of things that I need to start. And my battery's almost dead, which I do have another battery in my pocket, so that's cool, but I might pick this back up after lunch. See you soon. I never finished the magic! I planted corn without you, and I ate food, and I played Tomodachi Life. But I did fill up a bunch of these little 4-packs with dirt, so let's plant them up. Sweet corn, planted. hybrid acorn winter squash. Oh, this is a honey bun. Honey bun. Sugar pie honey bun. You know that I love you. Honey bun squash. I'm going to write winter squash so I don't forget, because I will, because I don't really like squash. So it's not a high priority to me. Ooh, this shirt got a little bit low during lunch. Tuck it up. Winter squash. Scooch. Scooch. Okay, now that you've scooched. So if we look at the seeds, we've got a pointy end and a rounded end. The pointy end is the part that will split open and send out the little root. And then the rounded end is where the seed leaves are. Ooh, look at how dirty my fingernails are. So I'm just going to take the pointy end, stab it in. Stabbing. Stab. Ooh, this is a nice thick one. This one, like the nice thick ones are maybe the most viable. I don't know. And then we'll just cover them up. Hiccup, and move on to the next. Good Lord. No, I was going to say, I feel like cantaloupe won't germinate, but I don't know this. This is a guess based on nothing other than trying to grow other cantaloupes. This is Hannah's Choice Cantaloupe. Okay. Hannah, don't let me down. Don't let me down, Hannah. You got to get married in a church. You cantaloupe. Sorry, guys. I had lunch and it jazzed me up, but maybe in the wrong way. Same thing. We've got one pointy end that we're going to stab into the dirt. Stab it into the dirt. And I might actually just do 2 per cell, just to be sure. And maybe this time I'll be good about pinching out extras. We'll see. It's just, sometimes you pinch one and then the other one dies. And then it's like, oh man. Some of these don't feel nice and plump and full. So I'm not planting those. We're going to just plant the plump full guys. Thick seeds only. Thank you. Good night. Okay, now we're going to do 2 zucchinis. And this is Magda zucchini. Round zucchini worked really well for me, but then I used up so many of the seeds trying to grow them hydroponically, which they just did not want to do. But I think I do have saved round zucchini seeds somewhere, but I don't know. I bought new seed and I'm kind of full in on that. Zucchini! Okay, Magda. History's got its eyes on you. Stab. 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 Nice. And then, if you were my cucumber seed, where would I have put you? I found them. The packet fell on top of the kale, but I got it. It seems like we have some unviable seeds. Like this one is like, I don't know if you can tell, it just looks kind of empty. That's not going to do anything. I got a couple that seem empty, and then like one that's like cracked. So if I don't have enough to fill out both of these, then I'll do a different cucumber variety here. But for now, let's just stab it with some, oh, which one is up for you? This one's a little more difficult to tell which way is up. So I think we're just going to plant them sideways instead. So instead of stabbing, I'm going to like plant it not so it's laying down, but so it's on its side. Like a mouth. A little Marge Simpson mouth. hopefully we have enough that start. If not, cucumber is easy enough to pick up at a plant sale, and I'm gonna have to pick up peppers anyway, so. Ooh, these are not good choices. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 questionable seeds in here, and then hopefully at least one will sprout. Okay, and I'll tuck these in, and then I'll label the things. Wow, Richmond green apple. You know, that's a lot of writing. I think next time I'm just gonna write in RGA cuke, and then I will know, because honestly, I don't want to plant any other cucumber. RGA cuke. Now, unfortunately, the humidity dome doesn't fit super nicely. I'm going to make sure that these are nice and tight together, because I think that's how I lost some of my early peppers, is I think the humidity dome had just enough of a gap somewhere that Spicy Mouse got in. I'm going to tuck this on the shelf next to the zinnias. Now I need to do a bunch of lettuce. I think at least 10, so I'm going to transfer a bunch of these guys over here. And maybe I'll do a different variety up here so we can kind of see what's better. I could start these just in the hydroponic garden, because then they'll get consistent watering, but once the fan is on, the little humidity domes they tend to blow right off. So then they're not getting that extra protection, the extra humidity, and the extra protection against Spicy Mouse. So instead, I like to plant them in these guys and then transfer them over once the plants get a little bigger. A little bit bigger. Should we? Yeah. Let's even label what we're doing. In a rare turn of events, I'm going to label things. So this is Summer Crisp. Kawookie Crisp. Now these, I will fill this tray with water and these will soak, but we're starting them dry because I don't want to wait for that to happen. And then if I am a good little gardener, I will pinch these down once they start to get a little bigger, but I've had really bad luck with pinching things and then everything dying with as far as lettuce goes in the hydroponics. So now we have, do we want to do this Tom Thumb? Yeah, let's go Tom Thumb. And I have lettuce planted outside now, so it's potentially we will have lettuce coming out of our ears. Salads every day. That could be our life. And this seed is a little bit older, so we'll see. Okay. We're going to stick this up top on a heating mat that is not on, and I will put the humidity dome on it after I water everything. Nice and gentle. For established plants, I'm only bottom watering them, but because I just repotted these and for the stuff that I just planted, I'm going to get like as gentle of a spray as I can on top. I think doing the fresh water on top sort of helps it pull water up, if that makes any sense. I don't know how true it is, but it feels true. All right. We want to get it super gentle because we don't really want to disturb the seeds. We don't want to disturb our vermiculite. We're really just trying to make sure that everything is wet. This is about as gentle as I can make this hose do, but more gentle would be better. And now I'm just gonna fill with water so it has a reserve. And then I'm going to make sure that there's no more gaps. I'm gonna put this dome back on, pushing aside any tomatoes in my way. All right. Make sure that we have these holes open so they don't get too moist. And that's how we water. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the top. But that's it. That's my garden. We've got lots of things growing. I think that these are the last seeds that I'm planting inside. And from now on, all the planting is happening outside. I think. So, I'll see you next time. Bye!